discharge planners, and all of the people who would make referrals to the Dorchester. And I am very much aware because we're out there in the community, going to every community event there is. We've been around in the community for a long time, all of the south suburbs. There is no marketing going on for the Dorchester.
Let me ask you this. When you say we, you're talking about the company that you're employed by? Okay. Are you your company gonna have a subcontractor agreement with this management company?
That's the way we have proposed it.
Okay. So we weren't presented that. Now let me finish. What we were presented with was this company was going to be managing the Dorchester. And now they said they're bringing you into.
No.
Can I finish?
No, because you're getting it wrong.
Let me get clarification. So the portion of your duties, how are you going to get paid?
Through the subsidy that is given to the Dorchester through the state of Illinois. You pay for nursing now. You are required by state regs to provide round-the-clock medical assistance of whatever type.
Right. So if your company takes that subsidy that's coming to the Dorchester,
just the amount that is per resident from the state of Illinois.
okay, if your company takes
Not all of it.
Okay, if your company takes that subsidy, the village doesn't get any of that, but we bore the cost of their employees. How do we benefit?
Well, the Dorchester is never going to be self-sufficient until you fill those residents.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is, we're paying them to manage it, paying their employees, but you get the money from the supplement from the state. That doesn't sound.
Through them. They have to pay for that anyway, so they would pay us to do it.
They wouldn't have, we've been paying for it.
Right. And if they're the management company, you would pay them, they would pay us.
I think it's
So now, okay, now, is there going to be a subcontractor
It
agreement?
is seamless. It's really seamless.
Is there going to be a subcontractor agreement between
We
you?
don't know yet. That's why I said the
Can I
list is
finish?
just us here.
Can I
You
finish?
give the woman a
Can I
contract.
finish? All I'm saying is that if we're hiring this company as a management company, they hire you to do your portion of what they're getting hired to do. I would think there should be a subcontract agreement between your company and that company, and there probably should be a whole harmless agreement that we're held harmless in case your actions as your separate entity affects this building. So we weren't privy to that.
It's simply been discussion. We started with Mr. Urban. My marketing director, Ed Campbell, spoke with you. You referred him to Trustee Smith, and that's how we had the discussion.
That's it. We just
But I
got a
never-
meeting. Nothing is said. I said,
I
come
never-
and introduce yourself. That's all she was doing, was
Okay.
introducing herself
But I don't
and giving
think-
her credentials.
I don't think this board was aware that two companies was coming in.
It
When-
was,
when-
no one
not
has
like
it was
said
presented to
any
us.
of that yet. You have put the woman, and you have made it resolute. It is not. The woman is introducing herself. We had one meeting with her. That's it.
There's no
There
contract,
is no
there's
contract.
nothing.
There is
It's a
nothing
separate
saying
contract for
no.
the village.
The
It would
woman
be-
is just
It would
saying
actually
hi.
be seamless. Anything that they are responsible for, that the village is contracting them for, it would not be an additional function. And in addition, you get money.
Thank you, Ms. Thomas. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know, because you don't just.
It was never presented to us when we hired two people.
I didn't say you. I said I met with the woman, but this is what we were trying to do. That's it. I haven't said anything. Nothing is permanent. The woman said,
Okay, discussion over, any further discussion?
I just got one question, which is, are we in agreement with everybody gonna look up a contract, come up with a date? We're gonna mark it up and then come up with a date when we all meet again?
Do the current contract have this second company in it?
No.
No.
Can we come up with a date?
But
When we all.
No, we need a
We
real
need some
contract.
information on
Say
that.
again?
A real
That's gonna be in,
contract.
we need information.
So y'all don't wanna mark nothing up and.
No, because it's not on
I
here.
mean,
Oh
honestly,
my
we don't know
God,
anything about
I
the new
did,
section.
I'm sorry that I even said
You
that.
know, supposed to be justice. I think that's good.
She is, but I'm
For the people that's already in it.
All I'm saying is that your company's qualified to do what we need to do in Dorchester. Why do we need to
she's
have,
not trying to manage it.
why?
She's not trying to manage it.
I respectfully request that the management company that's being proposed, Trustee Smith and those who are involved, get together, develop a plan, and bring a comprehensive plan back so that it's clearly understood. Because this is not what I do.
No, I mean, honestly, we didn't intend it either. This one company came with a contract, and then you came up and said it's another company.
No.
So we're kind of confused. So now we know we need to have a contract with them and then subcontractor, and I guess we
I
have to.
was just introducing again the woman I had a meeting with. I did not say we had a contract with her. I didn't say anything
That's
had been
not-
set in
that's not
stone
what we were implying.
with, yes it is.
No, I'm just saying that if we want a contract with them, they have to have her. I didn't know that.
I didn't say that.
So I'm sorry, I don't want to ask my question. I don't want to ask.
So, like any
Okay.
Alright, we're gonna move on. I gotta go check this.
Okay, let's talk to myself. Board of trustees, I would like to pick a date where we all come together and nip this in the book. Because come 30 days, that company must leave. I am not voting for that company, letting y'all know. So can we please come up with a date while we all are getting on this board? It
Okay,
can be
fine.
next Monday, hold on, it can be next Monday if all I care. But we need a date.
That's fine,
Tuesday.
but when you come with your date, make sure all the information is there.
Everything
I
has to
just
be
said
there.
that. I said that 8 times.
And-
Everybody pick the document, go over it.
So Joe's gonna have a contract ready by next Monday?
No, I don't know, I'm not drafting the contract, everybody did get a contract, and I think that the question was, would everybody be willing to come back Monday or Tuesday of next week with a more comprehensive contract that included the information, from what seems like a subcontractor to the main contractor that we have on there, and then discuss this, because I think that the Board of Trustees does want to move on this in some way or another. I am not in favor of any additional meetings. I'm sure that the board isn't either, but I do think this is an important issue. And I think that's being expressed by numerous trustees across the board. And I think the mayor does too. I think everybody wants to move on this one way or the other. I think we do need to get everything basically in one package and take a look at it. I think that's the best.
We already know how to meet Friday the 13th.
Did you know about that, trustee? No, I did not know about.
So that might give more time to draw up the new contract so we can review it and everyone got an email to everybody.
If I can I make a comment? I think we're doing this completely backwards. By that I mean, since I've been involved for a year, a little more than a year, we've been working on a management contract that I've read 50 times, don't understand half what's in there. Now I've got a new document that looks like it was taken in large part from the old document. I haven't got the slightest idea what's going on. I think what we need to do is for Mr. Urban and myself to sit down with a person who's proposing a plan, and have them explain, plain English, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Are you qualified to do it? Do you have state certification to do it? What are you charging this village? What are you gonna get paid yourself? And how is this village gonna evaluate your performance? All of this gobbledygook in these documents don't mean a darn thing. If this board is serious now about getting grips on the thing, we have to do this the opposite way. Not work off a document that's cribbed from the last management, that's taken from the last management. We've got to take a look at this thing and say, how does this operation work? Why is it failing? What are you proposing to do? And what are the essential deal terms? Otherwise you are doomed to repeat the failures of the prior administration. Now, what I would propose is this. If my schedule will allow it, is to come out here as early as Wednesday afternoon, sit down with the people from the company, and let's talk, not looking at documents. What are you proposing to do? What are you qualified to do? What do you have to sub out? What are you gonna charge the people of this town? And how are we gonna evaluate your performance? That's what you do the deal. Not perpetuate language from two prior bad deals with villages. And we know they're bad deals with the village because the village has subsidized this operation to the greater than $10 million. That's not very good for the people in this town there's a lot of seniors in this town who are not living in Dorchester and they're paying for this thing. They're subsidizing this thing. And we owe it to the people of this town to get an agreement that everybody knows, it makes sense, that you can tell on a month-to-month basis what's the operating subsidy, how much is it losing, is it making, is it trending? We don't know any of this. We get these Dorchester bills, we pay them, and it's sucking money out of the town. That's what we know. And so to have a new contract that's just a variant of the old one that says a lot of nice sounding things, but doesn't really tell the people in town what's the deal, is a huge mistake. I'll get together with the representatives from GEG, set a date. I don't care who you are.
I think Mr. Murphy has a good plan.
I think he
Good
does.
parameters from the village's side, and I agree with everything Mr. Murphy said. Whether a contract will have to generate at some point in time, but yeah, absolutely, we'll make time. That's fine. I think it's a good idea.
We just, when the contract goes in place, we want to be clear.
Absolutely, I'm not
Quite frankly.
Yeah, no.
And tonight, the first time, no discredit to you, the company, it was the first time we heard about it. So, as being a part of this management company. So, we want to go in this the right way, if we want to get you this way. I'm being quite frank with you. An entity, and this is a business entity, and this sort of debt is getting subsidized to the tune of $500,000 a year to say that we can turn this thing around in 1 to 12 months. God bless you, we can. Because there's huge corporations out there that has more dollars than we have to get in these type of trouble, this type of situation, and they don't turn it around. They wind up bad luck. So if you do it, no more power to you. Thank you, Mr. Wong.
So Wednesday, you are wrong.
We'll work it out.
Thank you.
New business, service.
New business. We've had issues, I sent out an email a number of weeks ago regarding some issues with 2 employees. I was going to finish my sentence and say, can we adjourn to executive session before this takes place?
Skip forward, please.
So I'm asking if we would reserve this to come out of executive session to take action on this later this evening. So if you want to bring up the residents or citizens address, I would allow you to do that.
Thank you for allowing me to do that. All right, citizens address. Anyone who'd like to speak to the board, like to minus 3 minutes. And, okay. Mr. Gill, can you hold on? Just take your time, lady. Go ahead, you can say by this. Yes, ma'am.
I just have a few words to say. I know Tommy hasn't been absolutely perfect, but he is really good at what he does. And he has helped us seniors quite a bit. Very much so. I just wish you guys would give him a second chance, that's all.
Well, you know, I'm gonna say this. Depending on who you talk to, you can talk to some residents of the Dorchester and say everything's fine. You can talk to some and say, you know, give it a, you talk to some like yourself and say, hey, give him another chance. I think he's doing a good job. It's be quite frank with you. The Dorchester is in the 410 branch. They're gonna make a determination as to what happens at the Dorchester. So, the ones that, you know, it's who has the highest votes. If it's 4-3, and it's in your favor, you win. If it's 3-4, and it's not in your favor, you don't win. So, you have to appeal to this board here to get your point across, to make sure that the Dorchester stays viable.
He's a wonderful man.
Pardon?
He's a wonderful man, and he loves the Dorchester.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
there was meetings at the Dorchester. I hope you expressed that. I guess it's, Trustee Smith, who's the chairman of that committee, is going to hold another meeting. So at any rate, let you, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Mayor Rogers, I think what you said about having a marketing plan is of the utmost importance. Those of us that live there and enjoy living there think you could have a gold mine if it were marketed properly. And for those people that, I mean, we've heard that there are so many complaints, where is the documentation of the residents, the time, the date, and what kind of things are going on that are so horrible at the Dorchester? Because none of us seem to see any of it.
Well, I'm not sure where the documentation is. When the meeting was held,
But you know, you just can't say, well, I get all these phone calls with complaints. Complaints about what? From whom?
I didn't say that.
No, but someone has said
Okay.
it.
I have got,
I'm seeing.
And then that's spreading rumors
Right.
about the Dorchester.
Right. It's unfortunate that rumors cause uneasiness and even cause your residents to feel uncomfortable. You know, but they have. You know, you're the residents. It's up to you guys to convince this committee to provide the best livelihood for you that you can have in the Dorchester.
Let the world know the Dorchester is there and what it's really like.
Well, hopefully the company, management company that they decide on will have a, you know, we'll plan to, we'll have a plan and that it works for them.
Hopefully. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Okay, Mr. Gill.
Yeah, Eric Gessie, lifetime resident of this town, and just over the year, I just can't believe how dysfunctional we are as far as this Dorchester situation is going. Anytime you have a business that basically has showed a loss for the last 13 years, this town is subsidizing the Dorchester at a cost of $40,000 minimum every single month. That's over $1,200 per resident per month to subsidize the existence of it. The Dorchester was proposed for sale at least 2 or 3 times back prior to November of last year. Nobody wanted to sell it. They said, oh no, we're gonna get new management in here, we're gonna turn it around. Let me tell you right off the bat, if a business does not make any profit in 4 years, it's considered a hobby. It's not a business. They have showed a loss for 13 years. Nothing against anything else.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gizzard, that's not true.
You haven't shown a profit.
I know it's scary. I'm sorry.
We're not showing a profit. If you're showing a profit, why are you coming to this town asking for $40,000 every month if you show a profit? Am I right or am I wrong? Then you tell me you can't sell it. You can't sell it because you got outstanding bonds. This is a FOIA. I had it done, a FOIA from this town 1 month ago. It says right on here, there are no bonds or liens against Dorchester. If I can't, well, this is from the town. This is not from me. This was dated on May 5th. If I can't get information pertaining to what's going on in the Dorchester, how can you make any rational decisions? How can you make a rational decision if the town can't even give me information? And this is it. I got all the paperwork on it. And this is just what was given to me. And I'll tell you who gave it to me right off the bat. I got the name right on here. Now, is she not giving me right information or what pertaining to what's going on at the door? I can't even request the information and find out. Okay, then where are we at as far as the finance? Another question, do we or do we not own a Dorchester? Simple question, not hard to answer.
Simple question, we don't have the simple answer for it though. And the
You don't know who
question
owns it?
We don't
is, we
know.
don't know.
Then why are we giving $40-some thousand every
Back and
month?
forth.
Hold on a minute,
Every problem.
hold on a minute. Mr. Irvin, we got some recent information that we can actually apply for title for the Dorchester, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. The Dorchester was set up in a corporation that has since been dissolved. And it was set up, what, 13 years ago?
1985.
1985. Why it was set up in a separate corporation and it was a village asset, I do not know. It's dissolved now. From what we can determine at this point, there's no bonds against it, there's no liens against it, and we're planning to come to ask this board to apply for a title, and we will actually own it wholly, and it will be entitled to the village. So,
We did over the weekend poll the board electronically, and I got permission from all the trustees, the last one came in today, saying move forward with Mr. Murphy completing the acquisition of the site. It will cost not to exceed $6,000.
and in concurrence with the board trustees attorney, you're aware of that also?
And I know that the trustees have sent to the board, I agree.
Okay, so as soon as we apply for the title, we'll get that title from the recorder deeds office. I would
No,
assume.
we have to file a lawsuit.
File a lawsuit, get the title, and we will own the Dorchester Hall. It's just a matter of procedure. Once the corporation is dissolved, I would think it will revert back to the village, since the corporation's been insolvent for a number of years.
Yeah, it was all for 10 years.
Right.
And once we get that title, will we know if there's bonds or?
No, we already know, it's already title search.
Why
is
don't
done.
you all see nothing, but one of the financial reports I got said that there was one taken out in 2005, 2006, one of those years, and it doesn't mature until 2025.
Talking about two different things. One, whatever, never.
Okay.
Get with it.
And just one thing also, I worked for a major corporation, I worked for CVS Pharmacy, been with the company for 11 years. And prior to that, I worked for Walmart. Any company that opens up a business, whether CVS, Walgreens, they open a business up, they give it 5 years. In 3 years, if it doesn't start showing a profit, they will come in and change management. They will change everything in the store. They give it another 2 years. If that store does not make a profit, they shut the store down. CVS is closing 78 stores this year nationwide. Walgreens is closing 83. They close it down, they'll move to a new location and reopen it up. You just had this happen with Sam's Club over in Lansing. When their TIF runs out, they're not making money, hey, we'll pack the whole store up and move it to Calumet City. This is exactly what corporations do. If they do not make money, they move on. They don't sit there. They don't fall in love with the merchandise. The same thing is, if you have a drain out of town, you have to figure out what you're doing. Every resident in here is paying for the subsidy of the
You
Dorchester.
know, it's not like the
Sir, you
merchandise
have
is
3
people, so
minutes.
you can't.
All right.
Past 3 minutes. Perfection.
Sorry.
You can have my 3 minutes.
I'll give you 3 minutes.
Thank you. Come on, Ms. Brady.
Good evening. My concern this evening that I want just to make a comment on is that all the ordinances, you guys say that you want to bring money into the village. Every last one do want to bring money into the village. But we also know that the residents that live in the village, and I just wanted to just food for thought, that everyone that lives in the village are having hardship as well. Hardships as well. We're not taking any of that into consideration. We have individuals living on fixed incomes that are barely making it from day to day. I want to know, and I mean no offense to any trustee, none of you. If your stipends were taken away from you and you would be doing this on a volunteer basis, what would your decision be? That's just a question. Just something for you to think on, because we have hundreds of properties that are in foreclosure in the village of Dolton. We don't agree on things that will bring businesses into the village. When I think about food for less, we're only getting 30 cents on a dollar for everything that's sold in there, my heart's broken. Okay, let's go to Menards. We have to understand that, I think, Mayor, did you not say, within 5 to 10 years, the village of Dolton will be a village of who?
Seniors.
I'm one of them.
By 2018, we're looking at over 80% of this village being on fixed income.
People are on fixed incomes and they are barely making it from day to day. And my neighbors, they have to choose whether they get food or their medicine. Please. My next question and a concern, and I just want the announcement, just to thank the Chief Hughes, the mayor, the trustees. I am so elated about the cadet program, so that we're educating young people to come into areas that they didn't think was possible for them to come into. And I hope that we take it truly, consider bringing in, like you said, the police. I think that if we teach them how to respect or see what's in it for them, young blood, that's what they want. What do I get out of it? Help me to grow into that responsible adult. Please consider doing that and hopefully finding grant monies to do that, the police as well as the fire. And my last would be that on Father's Day, and I wanted to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, that on Father's Day, the Charters Youth Commission will be hosting a Fathers in the Park barbecue. We will be under the pavilion, homemade ice cream, the whole 9 yards, red tips, and I mean, you're all invited to come and attend on Father's Day. We'll have softball games, 3-legged races, all those things to encompass a family environment. So please, I'd like to say to each of you, Happy Father's Day, all the fathers that are here, and to invite you out, to come out with the youth. Come out with young men. Last year we serviced over 50 families. And those 50 families were young fathers. So let the season come with the youth and just have an enjoyable time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. That's in the citizens' address. We're going to surely be adjourning, or ask for a motion to adjourn this meeting to go into executive session. One thing I want to say before we go into this meeting, before we make the adjournment, is that I've been working over a year to try to get the MB Financial Bank building, it's been vacant for 5.5 years, donated to this village as a vision to move our village hall in. This building is in such need of repair. It's built in 1800s. The executives at MB Financial agreed to give us the bank building. And no cost to us. It's $1 million building. They maintained that building for the last 5.5 years. We asked for a formal vote of this board to accept that building, and some of the members of this board, which was a majority, decided not to take the building.
Why?
Why?
So I had also, one of the board members had mentioned the fact of the cost of moving there. So I reached out to Senator Napoleon Harris and asked him to help us in regards to making the move. So here again, one of the trustees thought that he hadn't did anything for us. We sent over everything that we're going to get in regards to money, which is close to $250,000.
So
To help us make that move, which would not cost us anything. But I don't know. I just don't know what direction this board wants to go in saying no. When there
What
were,
reason they give for saying that?
when there was over 30 companies, 30 nonprofit organizations that wanted that building, and MB had went through all the due diligence, and they said that they didn't think they would be able to maintain the building and stay in that building, and they did not want that building to be associated with being vacant 2 or 3 years down the road with their name still attached to it. So here again, downtown, we still have another vacant building downtown that we can actually occupy that building, which would be a renovation, starting the renovation of downtown. So my vision was the drive-up tailors, they still operate. Put the water department in there, commit department, housing. You can actually pull up to those drive-throughs, pay your bill without getting out of the car, and be on your way.
Okay, that's a good story, you know, and I don't like
I have the
about
floor.
stacking up.
I have the floor.
The money you need.
I am the floor. You're out of order. You're out of order. You're out of order,
It don't
and I
matter,
have the
fix
floor.
this building.
You're out of order. You're out of order.
How you want
You
people
are
to
out of
come
order, and I have the
Come out
floor.
of building.
You're out of order, and you're out of order, I have the floor. Why spend $30,000 in this building and it's gonna cost you $300,000 to repair what's wrong in this building?
Fix what we got here. Fix
Right.
what's wrong.
Right.
Since we're talking about police officers, how you want people public works? How you want to do that?
I like to ask for a motion to adjourn this
Not a
meeting.
building. You don't need a building.
I like to adjourn, I like to ask for a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
I like to ask for a motion to adjourn
So, we gonna
this
do it
regular
like that?
board meeting to go into executive. Shh. Can I get a motion to adjourn this board meeting to go into executive? Okay, is there a second?
Can I ask a question?
Okay, it's a,
No respect.
there's been a motion on the floor to adjourn this meeting, general meeting, to go to executive session, and there's been a second. Okay, trustee Smith, you have a question?
Thank you. We were talking about beautifying downtown. We want to bring Dolton back to life. And yet again, I talked to some other people, and why not make that the new Dolton Police Department? They can get grants way faster than we can. You have to prove that whatever company, whatever business is gonna be long-standing, you gotta have no long-standing company other than, like the police.
It's not conducive to be a police department, first of all, you have to have jail cells.
Why not?
So you have to make modifications for jail cells, there's standards that you have to meet by law enforcement.
We would have to make modifications to make it,
You know what we have to do to get into that building? We have to put in phone lines and our IT, our internet. That's all. There's furniture there that they donate to us. All we have to do, you went to the building.
I'm sorry.
The only thing we have to do is sweep, clean, vacuum. What else?
But I think that would
I'm-
have been
okay.
you wanna deter, what's going on downtown. You want to deter,
So the motion to adjourn the closed session.
either you wanna deter what's going on downtown, and no better way than putting a police station right there in the middle of downtown.
It's not conducive for a police station. We can go right in there, we can go right in there once the modification is done, start day one. Okay, the motion's on the floor to adjourn, go to second
That's
session.
all.
Can you get a roll call, please?
Trustee Vandal?
Yes.
Trustee Pearson?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Meeting's adjourned, go to executive session. Thank you for coming.
We got 15 minutes.